Hey everybody, and welcome back to my views from Tumortown. Today I'm going to talk about bowling. Um, Bowling certainly may not be as popular today as it used to be, but when I was a kid, it was very popular. There were bowling alleys all over the place. There was one about 10 blocks from my house, and it was a great way for my mother to enroll us in, a bowling league and get rid of us for 4 or 5 hours. And my mother loved bowling, so she thought this was a great thing. So in elementary school, that was what I remember, was spending so much time at the bowling alley. And I had my league jersey and my patches, 100 game, 150 game, all that sort of stuff. I had my own ball, my bag, my shoes. There a little lady at the bowling alley named Eve, I believe it was just, I mean, how she managed to control a bowling alley full of kids all afternoon, I don't know, but she did. And she did it day in and day out, week in, week out. It was amazing how good she was at doing that. Simply amazing. But of course, the bowling alley exposed us to other things, mainly pinball, because every bowling alley had pinball. And oh boy, did we become pinball junkies back then. I mean, the machines in the bowling alley, we spent so much time. We knew exactly how to game the machines. If you hit the certain sequence of bumpers or whatever in the game, it would just go crazy and ding, 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 rack up, tons and tons of points. Or if you hit it on just the right side when you dropped your coin in, it would give you three free games. Wow, 3 free games. Cool. We had every angle rigged once we were all settled. So you always knew, hey, I got some time on my hands, want something to do, heading over to the bowling alley. Also, the diner at the bowling alley was still to this day in my mind the absolute best burger, fries, and malt I have ever had in my life. Absolutely delicious. You could not get a better cheeseburger, fries, and malt. I don't care where you went in the universe. They were just so delicious. And I mean, when the bun came out, on the plate, it had a little sheen on the bun of the grease, from the grill. Oh, it was delicious. And as we went on, of course, and got older, um, my mother and my best buddy Bruce and his dad joined a parent-child league. We bowled once a week, I think, one night every week, and that was a lot of fun. We enjoyed that. We did that probably for 2 or 3 years, and of course, one of the highlights was not only are you going to bowl, but you're going to get a lovely free meal in the diner as a result of it. Now, ironically, as it would turn out, later on in life, my anniversary with my wife is on Halloween. It's her favorite holiday of the year. So when we decided what day to get married on, she wanted to get married on Halloween. So we did. So in any case, we were going to do something for our anniversary. So I suggested, hey, why don't we go to the local bowling alley, and do our little Halloween night thing, at the bowling alley. So we invited, her parents and other people to come and bowl, blah, blah, blah. Now, little did I know that apparently her father, my wife's father, my father in law, was at one point an avid bowler, loved to bowl. Well, this apparently just started this whole thing cascading again because he took off and started bowling like a maniac and trying to teach everyone how to bowl. And of course, I wasn't going to put up with it. I was back where I was, standard like 165, 170 average. That was fine with me. Just go out, throw some balls, have some fun, drink some beer, whatever. But he really got into it. And my mother-in-law and my wife ended up getting into an old ladies league for several years. And they bowled every like Thursday morning or something in that league for several years. And they just enjoyed that, which surprised me to no end. And my father-in-law actually ended up becoming a semi-professional pro bowler, senior bowler. He bowled a couple of 300 games. He won a little bit of money in some tournaments. He even started a thing called Senior Bowlers of America that he would try to get going as like a organization that would host tournaments and all that sort of stuff. We actually videotaped his very first tournament and aired it on local television here. It didn't last long. I don't really know why. And then as the more he bowled, the more he screwed up his arm and his wrist and his elbow. Well, eventually he couldn't bowl anymore, and that went away. But I always think it's funny that, here we are all those years later, and her father turned out to be this master bowler that, gets reignited because I innocently said, let's go have some fun on a night of Halloween bowling. So that was bowling. I haven't been bowling since in years, but, if I could, I would. I always enjoyed it and always thought it was a lot of fun. So that's my bowling story. More later on my next video about other crazy stuff. Thanks, peace, and hang 10.